Have you guys heard the crazy rumors about Meri from Sister Wives? Well, first of all, she's finally addressing her sexuality, but that's not even what I'm talking about, and I will get into that in a second. But what I'm actually talking about is that inside sources have confirmed that Meri is barely in the upcoming season of Sister Wives, and I think we've all noticed that it was coming, or maybe you had no idea, since it's not like she was contributing much to the storyline of the show at this point anymore anyway, but it's still pretty shocking considering that we now know that Cody and Meri have officially ended their marriage to each other, and after they put out a joint Instagram statement. But you would think that because of that alone, Meri would be heavily featured on this upcoming season of Sister Wives, like how Christine was the main focus of this last season, and because it was all, about her and Cody splitting up, it would only make sense if Meri was the focus of this upcoming season, and Janelle too, obviously. And I mean, we obviously know that, Cody wouldn't be as upset about Meri leaving as he was about Janelle, and he's been saying for years that he didn't consider himself married to Meri, so there probably wasn't a ton of drama involved, but still, they own Coyote Pass together, and they had their family savings that need to be divided up, and even if they weren't legally married or even emotionally married, their finances are still completely tied together, and you would think that would cause a lot of drama. I mean, just trying to split everything up, but apparently Meri's barely even seen in this season, so I don't know how that's going to play out. But anyway, here's what we know so far. So Pauline Bithell, a co-host of the Tender Loving Care podcast, allegedly has a lot of production sources within the TLC and Sister Wives world, and she spoke to The Sun about all the drama going on right now and what the producers are saying about it. And according to her, Meri is a lot more focused on her B&B than she ever has before, and it's become the main focus of her storyline of the show, and because of that, she won't be featured on the show as much. I mean, it does kind of make sense on one hand, because the B&B is obviously a big part of her life, but it makes absolutely no sense at all on the other hand, because don't they have a lot of, logistics to figure out, that would make for good TV? I mean, regardless of whether or not Cody is upset about the divorce, and supposedly, because Meri is spending so much time in Utah, which is 5.5 hours away from Flagstaff, the production of the show is still at a standstill. But I just don't know if I'm buying it. I mean, I could definitely see Cody delaying the discussions about what to do with their finances because he doesn't want to give away all his money and blaming it on Meri, never being home in Flagstaff, but that's not at all the case when you look at her social media. I mean, we all know that Meri does Instagram Lives to promote her LuLaRoe products every Friday, and keep in mind, they are live, which means that every Friday she's filming a video live from wherever she is, and most of the time, she's clearly in her house in Flagstaff, and you can tell it's her house in Flagstaff because her house is very recognizable with all of the crazy stonework inside, and, there'll be random times here and there where she explains that she's been traveling, but usually it's in Flagstaff. So I just don't think that she's slowing down production at all, but who knows? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but then you have the second half of the information from the production inside source, and this is where it gets really strange, and also where I kind of stopped believing it. So allegedly, Cody and Robin were courting a potential new wife from a country in South America, but the woman was creeped out by the entire thing and ran away to Mexico, and Cody was so embarrassed that he was dumped for a fourth time that he refused to let TLC air it, and there are a lot of reasons why I'm not buying it. I mean, first of all, Cody has said multiple times over that, he's realized that polygamy is not for him, and he even told Janelle that he felt like it was getting in the way of his personal growth, not even to mention his actions of only giving Robin attention while ignoring the rest of his wives. I mean, he clearly only wants to be with Robin, and I can't even imagine him giving up his, quote-unquote personal growth to court a potential new wife when he finally got out of polygamy in the first place. And then you have the fact that Cody is allegedly refusing them from showing it on TV. And I mean, do you really believe that Cody gets any say whatsoever what is and isn't shown on TV? And if he did, don't you think the whole knife in the kidney scene would never have seen the light of day? I mean, I think that's just as great of an excuse to prepare for when that supposed storyline never makes it on air, and blame it all on Cody as, for why it's not going to be shown on TV. But I think the real reason is that it just actually didn't happen. I mean, then again, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this whole alleged new wife situation will be featured on the show. And, don't worry, you guys, I didn't forget about Meri's sexuality announcement, and I don't think any of us saw her actually addressing all the rumors about her sexuality, but she finally did, and it was kind of hilarious. So she said on her Instagram Live that after all the rumors going around about her sexuality, she was finally going to come out as straight, and then she started laughing, and this obviously has been going around the rumor mill for a while, but thanks things picked up speed when she started hinting at having company stay the night at her house, but using they pronouns instead of specifying he or she. And then things really went crazy when she posted a selfie with a woman named Amy, wishing her happy birthday and calling her a beautiful human. So to some people, it seemed like a pretty romantic way to wish someone happy birthday, but Meri did clarify, and I, for one, can't say I'm super shocked by this. I mean, let's go back to the catfish scandal. Yes, Meri thought she was in a relationship with a man the whole time, and that man turned out to be a woman. I mean, don't you think if Meri had any inkling of wanting to be with a woman, she would have at that point? I mean, she was desperate for any way out of the family and to get away from Cody. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I just think that if she could have seen herself dating a woman at that point, she would have just, had an excuse to leave Cody. But what do you guys think of all this? And do you think that Meri's actually leaving the show? Or do you think that it's just all rumors? And do you think that Cody and Robin were actually courting a new wife? Or do you think that was all just made up? Or maybe it was just a big fake plot line for the show, since it is called Sister Wives after all. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below.